Good afternoon, everyone. It's 3 o'clock here in the UK. The American market running for half an hour. The S&P is strongly up. The American election still running neck and neck with some key decisions to come later today. Yesterday, the primary wave on VectorVest turned up, and a medium-term market timing system called the DEW also turned upwards on that very strong day that we had yesterday. If I in fact find the VectorVest market timing chart, which I think is this one, that's the VectorVest market timing chart, and I've put on this the DEW. I'll spare you the acronym, but the DEW turned up yesterday. This signal has worked really well for us in the in the US and the UK. That was the sell signal from it on February. That was the buy signal on the 6th of April. And then a little bit of ripple here, and we're back on buy again. So the front page of VectorVest is saying advocates caution, and certainly that's really good advice on a day like this. I haven't done anything as yet. I may take a spread bet in the index in a few minutes. I haven't done anything as yet. So some very key numbers to come in, I believe, from Wisconsin during the course of their day across there. So if I in fact now go back to VectorVest real time, and when the DEW does turn up, I have a UniSearch which finds shares for spread betting or for short-term trading, and it uses the VectorVest Comfort Index, which measures a strong trend, and on a scale between 0 and 2, anything above 1.2 is a fairly strong trend. I'm looking for a reasonable volume, and then I sort those shares by CI, which is a measure of the long-term trend, multiplied by growth rate. And that's forecast earnings annualized growth rate. So what I'm trying to do is to find those shares that are trending strongly, that are also growing their earnings very strongly, and this goes right through the whole core ethos of VectorVest. We're trying to put together the best of both worlds, the best of fundamental analysis and the best of technical analysis. And I've found three stocks at the top that I like the look of: Zoom, QDEL, and Digital Turbine. I've had positions on all of these over the last month or two. I haven't got any at the moment, and they're all on a buy on VectorVest. There's many more here. I'd really find some exceptionally good stocks for swing trading. And if I can just go to the growth rate of all of these shares, Zoom has got a projected growth rate of 54% in terms of earnings, QDEL 47%, and Digital Turbine 50%. So these are shares that are growing their earnings strongly, reasonably safely. And Digital Turbine relative safety is good. QDEL, it's excellent, and on Zoom it's fair. These shares are trending strongly and they're growing earnings strongly. That's a great place to be for swing trade. So I think I've got them loaded here. Yes, I have. So that's apps, folks, and apps has pulled back in the sell-off that we had, and found very strong support over the last couple of days. Those of you that like Fibonacci the way I like Fibonacci, from that low to that high is an exact 78% retracement, and that number keeps coming up over and over and over again. There was an inside day, and then the market has sprung up quite a lot over the last couple of days. To me, that looks quite a strong prospect. It's above yesterday's closing price, but the share so far, only half an hour into the day, is charting a doji so far. So if we put on the MACD here, it gives us a very interesting divergence. The price is rising, but the MACD is falling, hasn't quite crossed as yet, and that is a divergence, a very powerful divergence that many technicians refer to as a slingshot. for obvious reasons. So you can see that this level is running through the market here. So that folks, is something that I'm looking at. I haven't done anything yet, but if this confusion over the market was away, I would certainly be looking at that. The next one is this one, which is QDEL, which I really like. Get rid of the MACD. As you can see, the 21's above the 55. You get very lucky when that's the case. And there is this share pulled back strongly up, and I think that that would certainly qualify for a really good example of a cup and handle pattern. That's the cup, and there's the little handle. Where you would get in at, I suppose, would be a function of interpretation. It's on a buy. Above that level would be a good place with a stop down here. There is a neckline or a trend line that's reasonably defined, like so. And folks, the target of this would be huge, in that that's 150 to 260, so that's $110. Added to this, we could see about a $360 target in this. If I put on earnings per share, we can see this earnings per share has been upgraded very strongly over the last few days. And this ramp up in earnings per share indicates that the share has done much better than was forecast. So it's beating earnings here. That's a very strong number indeed. I think that's looks really good at the minute. I haven't done anything yet, and wrong way, David. And this is Zoom. And again, we can see this line that's running through. Earnings per share are rising. I think if you're like me, you spent half your life on the damn thing. So this has gone, earnings have gone from 50 cents to $2 over the last 6 months. And let's zoom it in, if you'll pardon the pun. And you can see that this is pulled back in 3 waves, always good. And there's a level in the market that I think is a good level. Just remember, support and resistance is not one line, folks. It's a zone. Then if I put up, I think that's the obvious place to do a fib from there to there, and we can see that that low of yesterday is an exact 62% retracement, which is always good. If we put on the old MACD again, we can see a similar divergence at work, not quite as strong as the one that I pointed out a second ago. So those are 3 shares that I think should do very well if the market can move up. Let's have a look at the market itself, and there it's broken up through the 15-minute first 15-minute range. That's a very strong breakout just there, which I've missed. I normally just take a bet on a break of the first 15 minutes range, and that has worked very well. I made good money on it yesterday. I made good money on it the day before. That was it yesterday, just there. Okay. And I have another system called the plotter, because it's sometimes it's so simple I'm scared to talk about it, because people would think that I should be, in fact, mastering or talking about something much more sophisticated. But that is a nice break, and I should not, I'm not in the trade, but if I was in the trade, I shouldn't lose any money in that now. I think that this is far from over. So if you wait for another day, I think you'd be probably wise. If we go back to the front page, this advice is really good. Vectorvest does advocate buying stocks at this time. The DEW is up, and that's why I ran that little search. So I'm prepared in those 3 stocks. I'm going to see which way the wind blows today. Another stock that's looking really interesting is Newmont Mining. This is a gold stock. And run by a chap I know quite well, and as you can see, there's earnings per share. That's 6 months. Earnings per share has gone up from about $2 to $4. Now at this 1900 level in the gold price, many miners are simply printing money. So although my advice is to wait for the gold price to break 1938, this breakup on their results the other day was really good. That flag has broken, and as you can see, it's bounced off the 62% retracement with this obvious range, and this flag, a very strong pattern indeed. That run up was on really good volume, and with any luck it's going to pull back on falling volume. Now, where is it going to pull back to? Well, I think the obvious place would be this confluence between that upper line defining the flag and these old highs. I would suspect, folks, that this is going to get back to 64, under 64, and it looks to me as if it's pulling back on falling volume, although this is only half an hour into the day, or 40 minutes into the day. But nevertheless, it looks to me, if this pulls back on falling volume, I'll certainly be very interested in that. And I think, folks, that it's on a buy on Vector Vest. If you see it pulling back on falling volume, and it breaks that particular high, that would be a very good entry point into Newmont Mining. Where would you put your stop loss? Well, the Vector Vest stop loss is down here. That would be a good place. Or if you wanted a tighter stop loss, then try and put it under the 2-day low. Mr. Gann started his life putting stops under 3-day lows, and then later in his career he actually crossed that all out, and in ink he changed that to a 2-day low. So and I have his original book with his original editing by Fountain Pen back on the farm in South Africa. So somewhere there, I think. If it breaks that level, stop loss under the 2-day low would be a good place to put it, or use the Vector Vest stop loss. So those of you that are more aggressive could consider Newmont Mining if it breaks that level prior to gold breaking 1938. If you are more conservative, then let gold break up through 1938, and then I think that you can certainly look at Newmont, you can certainly look at Polymetal, and quite a few small UK gold mining shares. In the UK, I haven't done anything. We had a really good day yesterday, and all my positions are either on buy or hold, and JD was borderline on, I think it was Monday after the lockdown announcement. It went down 7.5%. That's back on a hold, and Cranswick had a good run yesterday. I haven't looked at what's happened to it today. Cranswick did very well out of the lockdown the last time, people eating at home. Let's hope that it does the same, and I wouldn't, in fact, if the market does mend up, I would not be adverse to buying some more Cranswicks down around this level. So folks, a day probably to sit and wait this out until we see some clarity from the US. Certainly markets have been very, very strong as Trump, I think, has sort of closed the gap, and I will see what happens during the course of the day. As you can see, the advances now powering ahead. I'm very tempted to take a small position in one of those shares. I think if I was going to take one of them, it would be that QDEL. Yeah, this one. This one looks the best prospect to me, but I think there'll be plenty. On this particular share, there's a huge move ahead of us. If it works, there'll be plenty of time to enter when it closes above these necklines, and the US market, the US election is more defined. I hope I haven't rattled on too long, folks, because but nevertheless, that UniSearch that I've used and I've spoken about to anybody who'll listen finds some really, really great shares for spread betting. I spread bet them in the US market. A similar search finds some great shares for short-term trading in the UK market. Thanks very much indeed. Bye.